Hello and welcome to Jazz After Dark, everybody. How you doing out there today? We are enjoying Copper Sea Excelsior Empire whiskey here tonight. This is from our little Flaviar thing. Got a bunch more coming, actually. But this one I don't think I've ever had it. It says marmalade, cocoa, coffee, woody and spicy, and cherry. All right. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Any whiskey drinkers out there? Bourbon drinkers. Bourbon. It's called Breckenridge Bourbon. Not my go-to, but one of my favorites there. Very good. It's light. I don't know that I get the marmalade thing, but hope you're enjoying a drink with me here tonight. And if you are, maybe saw the title, you thought, shoot, I might take one of these government deals here. If you work for the government and you're going to take that offer, there's a lot of different offers, but I'm going to go leave and go do something else. Well, not everybody's going to be in a good position to do this, so I wanted to go over a few examples of how you can avoid that 10% penalty if you are 50 years old, 45 years old or whatever, and you're going to leave. You've got that TSP. Maybe you need some income. Maybe you need to take some money out. What can we do to try to help with this? These are just examples. These are allowable things to do. Do I agree with them? I'm going to go with a big fat no on the first one here, so let's dive into it. All right, TSP has, they have a contract with a life insurance company. So one of the things you can do is use all or part of your TSP and buy a life annuity, a life income annuity, right? You can just buy one of those. Now, there's some rules here. You have to have at least $3,500 in your account. And what this is, it looks super complicated. There's lots of pages of fine print and everything. But what you could do is say, I don't know, I've got $500,000 in my TSP. If I leave this job and go work for a company or corporate job or something, I might need some income. And I'm 45 years old and, I didn't expect this. So what can we do? If you buy one of those, there's only one place you can go, you'll log into your portal, you can actually do it that way. But if you do, there's a few things you need to know. All right, here's what happens. You buy this life income annuity. And however much you want to put into there, by the way, it can only be money from your traditional TSP. Can't use the Roth TSP, and that's actually smart. And here's what happens. Let's say you have $500,000, you take $250 and you buy a life income annuity. Well, it's going to start paying out monthly payments to you. Those monthly payments, they're taxable, right? Federal and state, if you have state taxes, but they do get around the 10% penalty. So that's a way for you to get some monthly income without paying that 10% penalty if you fall into that camp. Now, I don't like this. I would want to work with that person and see how else we could fix their financial life so they didn't have to do this, because there's a few gotchas. The first is, if you just blindly go in there and you buy a life income annuity, it's essentially, that's it. Like, you can't change it. You can't cancel it. You can't get out of it. You are in it. They will pay you monthly income along the way. And then when you die, it's called a life income annuity, right? When your life ends, the annuity payments stop. They keep, if there's any difference, they'll keep it. Now, they don't keep the other portion. So if you used your whole TSP to buy this annuity, yeah, they would keep the whole thing, assuming that there was anything left to keep. Now, you could do different things here. You could say, I'm going to do the life income annuity, but I also want there to be a payout to a beneficiary where the payments continue if I die. Maybe you're very concerned about that, or your spouse is disabled or maybe unable to work. All right, well, the payments are going to be lower, but that's an option as well. You can also do what's known as a cash refund annuity. Now, we don't do any of this stuff here. We guide clients if that's what they need help with, but I'm not an annuity guy. You're not going to catch us offering any of that stuff. But you could do what I just mentioned, joint survivor annuity, or what's called a cash refund annuity. All that says is, hey, take less of the payments now, and when you die, whatever cash balance is left, we will pay that to a beneficiary. So if you're leaving a job where you have a TSP, leaving work for the government with these offers here, and you need income, well, it's an option, right? Any clients that we've had that do this, Chris here is our resident expert on that one. We dive through that with a fine-tooth comb. We compare that to their income needs and make sure that if they're going to buy this product, and maybe it's not the best, we make sure that it checks all the boxes for them. All right, the second thing that you can do is called a totally separate lifetime payment or life expectancy payment schedule, right? So what you can do is you can say, I would like to take monthly payments from my TSP. Now I'm under 55, right? This is for those of you under 55. This does not apply or really doesn't matter for the rest of you there. But you can go into your online portal there and you can say, I want to look at installment payments based on life expectancy. Those are the actual words that you're looking at. And here's how this works. The government or the TSP and the government are going to look at your life expectancy. So I have the table. Let's just share this real quick. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Let's pretend you're 46 to make it really simple. Your life expectancy is another 40 years. So you're going to go in there and you're going to find this and you're going to say, okay, I would like to take these monthly payments based on my life expectancy. They are taxable federally and state. However, they do avoid the 10% penalty if you do it correctly. I'm going to give you some of those rules now because if you do it incorrectly, 10% penalty. Okay. Now, same thing applies here. You don't have to use your whole balance. Most people do, but you don't have to use your whole balance. So let's say that you have a $500,000 TSP. That's the balance in the traditional TSP. Not messing with that Roth TSP right now. What you would do is you'd say, well, hey, I'm 46 years old. My life expectancy is 40. So then you'd go, all right, I'm going to try to do it with you here. Is this a calculator? Where'd it go? Okay. So we're going to say, all right, I've got 500,000 in my TSP, right? Now your life expectancy is 40. So that means $12,500 is what needs to come out of your TSP in the course of a year. Wait a minute. We didn't just start the year, right? It's March. So right now is March. So your first payment's in April. That means you have 9 months. So in the first year, you're going to take that amount and divide it by 9. So you get monthly payments gross of $1,388. Now the government will hold back, or TSP will hold back 20% for you. Now, the IRS says that you have to use a reasonable start date to determine that account balance. Most of the time, and right now, that reasonable start date would be 12/31/2024. All right. So if your account balance was $500,000, we divide that by our life expectancy, in this case, which was 40 more years. We come out with $12,500. And then we say, well, wait a minute, we don't have 12 months to pay it in a calendar year. We only have 9 left. So therefore, the amount would be $1,388. Now, going into next year, of course, you would adjust that payment and have 12 payments. So your payment would be lower, but, it is what it is there. Some of the gotchas here. That, first of all, make sure you're paying out that amount over the calendar year, month to month. If you have the whole year, then you divide by 12. If you only have 5 months to go, you divide by 5. And the TSP site can help you with that. The other catch is this has to happen for at least 5 years or when you turn 59 and a half, right? Because then you could just take the money out as you want. So once you start this, if you need that income and you're trying to avoid the penalty, know that you have to do this for 5 years. Otherwise, that money that you've taken out is now subject to the 10% penalty. So careful there. If you are 54, right, then you're just doing this for the remaining 9 months of the year. Then you go into next year, you'll turn 59 and a half, I'm assuming, right? And you'll be able to just withdraw at will without the 10% penalty. Also, I think I mentioned it, the TSP will hold back 20% for you for federal tax. You don't have to think about all that one there, right? So those are 2 things that you can do if you're under the age of 55. You need the income from the TSP, maybe to hold you over till you find a job, or maybe you're partially retired at this point. I don't know. You could do those 2 things. The first one we talked about, the life annuity, just be careful. We want to make sure that that fits your total plan and you're not just saying, hey, let me take this income. And although the fees are limited, it's still a cost for getting paid that income there. And the second is that life expectancy table that we shared with you there, avoiding the 10% penalty. If that's attractive to you, then consider that before you just withdraw $12,000 out of your TSP and pay the 10% penalty. There may not be a need to do that. There's lots of other tricks as well, and I hope you'll keep us in mind at Jazz Wealth. If you are, you can also roll over your TSP if you separate yourself from service, and we'd be love to help you with that and help you with the rest of your dough. In the meantime, thanks for hanging with me here tonight. Our whiskey of choice was Copper Sea, and not bad. It's just like Breckenridge bourbon, so I would say if that happens to be cheaper, I would probably enjoy that, save a few bucks. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you on the next Jazz After Dark. Adios.